Islam, peace and love, and power. I am Sade Renee L, and I'm back at it again with another video. So today I'm actually going to put on record for public record this writ of error, writ of discovery, actually a writ of error that I had sent to CFS Las Vegas Fraud De Facto Corporation. And I sent this to the hearing master, acting as Adriana Rincon White. I sent this to Tim Burch, which is acting as administrator for Child Family Services. I sent it to Steve Gierson, acting as clerk of court, Las Vegas. And I sent it to all the caseworkers and their supervisors at CFS Las Vegas, including Michelle Pelino, Shalonda Adams, Tisha Evans, Nicholas Easton, and I'll read straight through it because I might have missed a few names, but this document will confirm. All right. So once again, this is an affidavit of fact. It is a writ of error. I am Sade Renee L, all rights reserved. So this is in regards to case number J203510560P1. I'm going to read straight through it. For the record, and let the record show, I am a Moorish national aboriginal indigenous natural being, divine being manifested in human form, and not Nam de Gear, straw man, or any other artificial corporate construct as written in all capital letters in the unclean hands of others. I am sovereign to this land, and as such, this administrative judicial court does not have jurisdiction to hear, present, or pass judgment in any matter concerning my affairs under a quasi-criminal sanctioned tribunal of foreign private law process. You must provide substantial and lawful binding proof that I consented and granted you, Clark County Department of Child Family Services and 8th Judicial District Clerk, Family Division, Juvenile, Clark County, Nevada, rights over my child, which supersedes mine as a mother. Being Aboriginal and Indigenous, I have the individual and collective right to live in freedom, peace, security as a distinct people, and a right to the full guarantees against genocide or any other acts of violence, including the removal of Indigenous children from their families and communities under any pretext. In addition, I have the individual right to life, liberty, physical and mental integrity, and security of person. See Universal Declaration of Rights of Indigenous People, Part 2, Article 6. As well as any state government agency or agent for Child Family Services Las Vegas, Nicholas Easton, Michelle Pelino, Tim Burch, Shalonda Adams, Adriana Rincon White cannot determine what's best for me and my child. Failure to produce and delegated authority is proof that the agency court tribunal, namely 8th Judicial Court, Family Division, and Child Family Services Las Vegas, is attempting to bring injury to the people, namely Sade Renee L and Ashe Divine L, and deprive our liberties and commit human trafficking and genocide upon my family. Therefore, the following questions are placed before this administration court tribunal, Clark County Department of Family Services, seeking full disclosure of which must be lawfully responded to in kind, and all points of inquiry must be answered. Number 1, does a contract exist between Sade Renee L and Clark County Department of Family Services bearing my signature? If such contract does exist, produce it for the record. That's number 2. Number 3, if such contract exists, provide proof that said contract acts as a waiver of my right to privacy and to my right to be left alone, which is protected under the 4th Amendment of the American Constitution for the United States of America, wherein my rights are secured and protected from encroachment. Substantive point of right number 1, Waivers of constitutional rights, not only must they be voluntary, they must be knowingly intelligent acts done with sufficient awareness. Now that's Brady versus U.S. 397 U.S. 742, 748. Substantive point of right number 2. Right of privacy is a personal right designed to protect a person from unwanted disclosure of personal information. That's CNA Financial Corporation versus Local 743, 515, FSUPP.942. Substantive point of right number 3. Under the United States Republic constitutional system of government, and upon the individuality and intelligence of the citizen, the state does not claim to control one's conduct to others, leaving one the sole judge as to all affects oneself. That's Mugler versus Kansas 123 U.S. 623, 659-60. Number 4, request for averment of jurisdiction. Please produce, for the record, the delegation of authority for this court, 8th Judicial District Court, Family Division, Juvenile, Clark County, Nevada, pursuant to Article 3, Section 1 and 2 of the United States Republic Constitution, of which all courts derive their judicial authority, thereby indicating their right of action to not only probe, pry, which violates one's right to privacy, but also their right of action to adjudicate over the people, if any exist. Further, I state for the record, I have not entered into, nor do I wish to enter into any contracts knowingly, willingly, intentionally, or unintentionally with Child Family Services Las Vegas and 8th Judicial District Court, Family Division, Clark County, Nevada. Side note, I literally have never signed anything with them. I've never signed a birth certificate. I've never signed a live birth. I've never signed any documents, nothing with Child Family Services. I've never signed nothing with them, nothing. All I've sent them was affidavits, writ of errors, quo warrantos, habeas corpus. Those are the only signatures they got from my international documents. I've never signed anything with them. That's why I'm like, if a contract does exist, produce it, because y'all clearly forged my signature. That was just a side note. Getting back to it. All right. Whereas, when no contract exists, there is no obligation. In order for an obligation to exist, a contract must exist, and it must have adhesions, must be concise, and cannot be unconscionable contract that violates substantive rights of the people, lest it is void ab initio. And just fix this. Okay, there we go. And whereas any demand to compel me to act or perform must be a lawful demand. And whereas this court is acting under statutes, 432B is what they're acting under, which is a statute, which are not law. That's not law. Statute is not a law, for the record, just so y'all know. Any applicable law must be produced for the record. No statute or statutes can violate the rights secured by the people in the supreme law, the American Constitution for the United States of America, established to protect the rights of the people, of which every state constitution, state court, charter, subcharter, chapter, subchapter, association, agency, agent for the agency, entity, corporation, etc., must abide by and cannot abrogate, namely Adriana Rincon White, 8th Judicial Family Court Division, Hearing Master, and Michelle Pelino, Child Family Services, Clark County. And I show here I referred them to see Article 6 of the American Constitution. Substantive point of right number 4. When acting to enforce a statute, it is subsequent amendments to the present date, The judge of the municipal court is acting as an administrative officer and not in a judicial capacity. Courts are administering or enforcing statutes, do not act judicially, but merely ministerially. Thompson versus Smith, 154 SC 583. And whereas the Tribunal 8th Judicial Court, Family Division, Juvenile, Clark County, Nevada is acting outside of its statutory limitations and violating the laws, committing fraud, genocide, collusion, and treason, which is a highly penal, and attempting to enforce under a non-existing void contract and or by statute giving no validity or jurisdiction to any judgment conferred upon this matter. And whereas, well, actually, no, I take that back. Substantive point number 5, If the court is not in the exercise of its general jurisdiction, but of some special statutory jurisdiction, it is as to such proceeding an inferior court and not aided by a presumption in favor of jurisdiction. Smith leading case 816. Therefore, I am allowing 5 days for all corresponding affidavit signed by the respondent under penalty of perjury. Failure to address all of these issues raised herein equates in law as to have addressed none of them and will serve as a waiver for any claims you are attempting to assert over me and my family. I, Sade Renee L., do not under any condition or circumstance, by threat, duress, or coercion, waive any rights unalienable or secured by the Constitution and treaty, and hereby request this court fulfill their obligation to preserve the rights of this petitioner, a Moorish American, and carry out their assumed judicial duty in good faith. All unconstitutional citations, summons, tickets, suits, misrepresented bill of exchange in regards to case number J20351-056P1 and any other orders or actions associated with it or them to be dismissed and expunged for the record on its face and merits. And I demand the immediate release of my offspring, Ashe Divine L. Notice to agent is notice to principal, and notice to principal is notice to agent. Comes now, Sade Renee L. Sue Juris. Gave it my thumbprint, signed it in red, and it was also notarized January the 11th when I sent it. I sent it via email, and it was filed online. So January 11th, today's the 18th. That was the 11th. So that was last Monday. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Today's the 18th. And they call today Martin Luther King Day, M.L.K. Day, 33 Mason Day. So technically they have until tomorrow, but their time is ticking. That's why I put a lien out on them already. And I got some other things next. So, treason, as you can clearly see. Fraud. And you should check my video when I did definitions in regards to fraud, because that's clearly what they are. And again, I just wanted to put my writ of error on public record, make it known, because they lie too much. They keep lying, and I stand on the truth. You see this 5 stars right here? Truth, justice, freedom, love, and peace, right? Yeah. 5 stars. I stand on the truth. And they keep having to make up lies because meanwhile, I'm just chilling on the truth, right? Just standing on the truth. Meanwhile, they keep having to make up another lie to cover up the lie, to cover up the other lie, to cover up the other lie. Then they bring this person in and they bring this person in. Like, they just keep lying, and it has to stop. Just give me back my baby, period. No jurisdiction, fraud, treason, genocide. Just give her back. You have no jurisdiction whatsoever. And then you lied on the whole initial report anyway. So just stop lying. Hey, just stop lying, yo. Hey, it's got to stop. It's got to stop. Just stop lying. And I'm going to keep exposing them because they keep lying and they keep moving in fraud. So don't you worry. Hakuna Matata. Stay tuned to my next video. And again, I am Sade Divine Ill. Free baby Ashe. Free baby Ashe. Islam, peace and love, peace and love, power, power, power. And again, until next time, peace and love, Islam, free baby Ashe. Thank you.